If I told you that there's a serial killer out there whose identity has never been uncovered and he taunted the world with coded messages that are still unsolved to this day?
I have headache.
Zodiac Killer, one of the most infamous and terrifying murderers in history. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery that has haunted investigators, code breakers, and everyday people for over 50 years. The Zodiac Killer first emerged in Northern California in the late 1960s. He claimed to have murdered at least 37 people, although only 5 victims have been officially confirmed. His first attack took place in December of 1968 when a young couple, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were shot to death on a quiet road outside Valletta Hill.
Briefly described what apparently happened last night.
Yes, we had a double homicide that took place out on a county road about sometime after 11 o'clock last night. A double homicide involving victims were a 16-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy.
How did this incident occur, apparently?
Well, they were shot.
But this wasn't just your average serial killer. What makes the Zodiac Killer so terrifying and memorable is the way he taunted the police and the media. He would send cryptic letters and ciphers to a local newspaper demanding that they publish his messages, or else he would threaten to kill again. Now let's talk about those ciphers. The Zodiac Killer sent 4 ciphers in total, each filled with strange symbols and patterns. In 1969, he mailed a letter to the newspapers claiming, and I quote, "I like killing people because it's so much fun." The most famous of these ciphers, the Z408, was cracked just a week later by a high school teacher and his wife, but what they found was horrifying. Just more disturbing ramblings about how the Zodiac found pleasure in taking lives. But here's the catch, not all the ciphers have been cracked. One known as the Z340 remained unsolved for 51 years, and when it was finally decoded in 2020 by a team of amateur cryptologists, the message revealed even more disturbing ramblings. Still no name, no real identity, but there's still one cipher, the Z13, that supposedly contains the Zodiac's real name, but to this day, no one has solved it. So, who was the Zodiac Killer? Over the years, there have been tons of suspects, but none of them have been definitively linked to the crimes. The most famous suspect was a man named Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted pedophile. He was identified by a survivor of one of the Zodiac's attacks and had some other connections to the case. Despite the circumstantial evidence, nothing ever stuck. Others believe the Zodiac may have been a man named Lawrence Kane, who had connections to several of the crime scenes. Some even think the killer was someone much more high profile, like Ted Kaczynski, a Unabomber, or even a group of people working together as the Zodiac. And yet, despite hundreds of leads and countless man-hours spent investigating, the Zodiac was never caught. Some believe he may have died or been imprisoned for other crimes. Others think he's still out there, walking among us, his true identity forever a mystery. So haunting about the Zodiac is how much he seemed to enjoy being elusive. He wanted the attention, the fear. His taunting letters, his cryptic ciphers, it's almost as he thrived off the mystery he created. Even today, the Zodiac Killer remains a cultural obsession. Books, documentaries, and even Hollywood movies like Zodiac have kept the case alive. And as long as those ciphers remain unsolved, the case will continue to haunt the public imagination. So what do you think? Will we ever uncover the true identity of the Zodiac Killer? Could someone out there hold the key to cracking those final ciphers? Let me know your fears in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more deep dives into unsolved mysteries like this one.